Go live. Okay. The lighting is horrible. Hi guys. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Anybody out there? Can anybody hear me? Okay, so I'm trying to fix a few things. All these cameras. Anyway, so I just want to try fix something. So if you just see my husband here, don't cry. Babe, please help me. How was I meant to record it? To make sure it records? Sorry. You see my lovely husband. Woo! Okay. Hi, Jen. Hi, Nema. Oh, you guys are so loyal. These chicks are loyal. That's my husband. There. Say hi. Is that where you can get it? It's okay. Okay, cool. Thanks. All right. So I'm just waiting for 7:30, which is in 1 minute. So I will not bore you with a song. I know you just want to hear me sing. I won't bore you with a song, don't worry. Anyway, I'm so excited. Oh, Jen says she loves you, babe. But you can see that on your phone. So yeah. Thanks, Jen. I'm so excited you guys are here. I'm feeling like my heart is coming out of my chest. So if you can just whisper a prayer for me, guys, I'll be more than happy. So grateful. All right. Share with your friends. Tell them to come online. Tell them to come online. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hello, 6th person. Coming on. It's 7:30. All right. Hi guys. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Mudanimboro, and I'm really excited that you guys have just joined me this evening. It's not usually the time I post videos, but today I just thought, why not go live, as I just share something that's really personal to me, and in just hopes that it really encourages someone. So thank you for coming on, and thank you for just being loyal enough to be here. And yeah, I know even some of you are praying for me, so thank you so much. I really appreciate. And hopefully, like, my heart will not just come out of my mouth tonight. Anyway, oh, and I have a flu, so sorry, excuse that yuckiness. All right. So just in case you're new, or even if you're not new, my channel is basically a faith-based channel where I just really want to encourage people to live for God, to love God, and through my experiences, through the things I've gone through life, just to show you that God is real. And even though we cling on to Him, some stuff will still happen to us, whether good or bad, but life happens. But God is still on the throne, legit. Like, God doesn't move from His throne. And I know that's the most Christianist saying someone can never tell you, but it's the truth. God is still on His throne, guys. Welcome to the other 3 people who've joined since we started. Anyway, thank you as well for you guys being so kind and watching my previously uploaded videos. I'm still trying to get the hang of it. So bear with me. And if you feel maybe there's something I can do better, or maybe even you have suggestions for topics we can talk about on this channel, please feel free to share it with me, and I'll be sure, like, as the Lord leads and even as I feel comfortable. Sometimes it's not okay to just share if you don't know anything. So as the Lord leads and even as I feel like I'm competent enough to share in that topic, I will share. And also just remember, mine is not a vlog to be like, this is the life. Guys, there are so many beautiful people out here who are sharing those amazing things. So feel free to follow them. Mine is basically faith-based. So yeah. All right. So I've gotten that out of the way. All right. So tonight I just want to share something that's really personal to me. And the reason I'm sharing it is I think having gone through it, I've realized in the church community, we rarely talk about these things. We rarely talk about struggles that people go through. Or if someone actually shares a struggle with you, like maybe they have lost a loved one, or they've lost a job, or they've been jobless for a while, or in my case, like having lost my pregnancy, the first thing we do as Christians, I think, in a bid to encourage people, is just slap the don't worry, it is well, God is on the throne, hold on to hope. And it's like, wow, okay, thanks, brah, but this thing is painful right now. And hi, Wesh. It's really painful, like sometimes to go through these things. And so I've realized, like in the Christian communities, it's either you have to, it's like you have to, when we go through rough times, it's either you're strong, and if you're not strong, it's like get your act together. But I think my sharing today is just to encourage you, or encourage someone you know who's gone through loss, and specifically pregnancy loss, that in as much as we still know that God is on the throne, it still hurts. And it's okay for us to talk about these things, because people are dying out here. People are really dying out here, and we're slapping them with God bless yous and it is well. And right now in that season, they don't feel that it is well. Yeah. And my husband, who is sitting right in front of me, has just shared that. Love you, babe. Anyway, so I just want to share my story. What happened? So we got married last year, 2018. That's us over there. Sorry. All right. So we got married last year, and it was a beautiful wedding, had an amazing day. And like those of us that people would say, oh, for better, for worse, baby, like I will love you, I got you, like you say them so quickly and so like with so much joy in your heart, because man, this you're going home with somebody tonight, and so you're excited. But I think for me personally, and I'd say also for my husband, we really didn't. Hi, Manjeri. Hi, Anne. Hi. But for me and my husband, I think we really didn't know what for worse meant. And I think many couples, when they say for better, for worse, they really don't know what for worse really means. So anyway, that was tested later on as with this story. So anyway, newly married, we're doing the things, we're happy, yeah. Both of us had saved ourselves for marriage. We were both virgins, so like this was like, wow, we've conquered, we've made it, we've held on to God, we've been faithful, blessings are coming our way. And it's so funny, like in church, we really taught people that just because you've saved yourself for marriage, sis, bro, like what is loss? What is pregnancy loss? What is even suffering? Surely, hey, you've been so faithful. You've been so great. Like, God is surely going to reward you. Anyway, so fast forward a few months later, we found out we were pregnant. And my husband was like the one who was over the moon. For me, I was like, there's a whole human inside of me. Like, what am I going to do? And I was like really anxious. Anyway, so I remember even that day we found out I was pregnant, I remember just taking out my phone and just recording a voice note to my baby and just saying, hey, like, yeah, I'm dramatic, but I just felt so special. And I was just like, hey, baby, mommy here. I just want you to know I love you. I want you to know, like, you know, I'm surprised. And I don't know if I'm capable to raise someone to really live for God and to love on you, considering how like selfish as a human being I am. Like I love my sleep, but if God has seen it's time, then it's time. Anyway, hi Mick. Sorry. Anyway, so I remember just sharing that voice note, and it's something so special. It was so special, and I was happy, over the moon. Anyway, so so when we're still pregnant, I think it was before even the first week of the pregnancy, I just kept having this horrible recurring dream. And the dream was basically, let me just close this tab. And the dream was basically like me waking up, like I'm in bed and then I wake up and I remove my duvet. And when I remove my duvet, there's like my bed is just soiled in blood. And I remember like that, it was like, okay, am I going to lose this baby? Like when I get pregnant, am I going to go through loss? And that thing kept bugging me, So anyway, but we kept praying, and for some time I didn't share with my husband. Eventually I shared with him and we'd pray. Anyway, so we've gone okay. Obviously, pregnancy is coming along, all those like horrible side effects. They're called side effects or symptoms, those things, nausea. I remember to this, like I hated cabbage. And to this day, I cannot stand cabbage. Hi, my Melody. Good to see you. So to this day, I really can't stand cabbage. And yeah, so anyway, so we've gone on. I'm doing well. And then I remember it was Friday, 23rd of November, 2018. Sorry, 19 has not even reached. So 2018. And then I just remember that dream. I dreamt again that dream again. But this day, that feeling was strong. Like loss is coming, loss is coming. And I was like, hey, okay. And so that day I went to work. Excuse me. Sorry. Right. Hi, Anne. So I remember like just feeling really low, and I was working with my mom at the time, and so my mom is like, "What's going on with you?" And I tell her, "Mom, I don't know. Like I'd not shared the dream with her before, and so like I keep having this dream, and I'm not liking it." So she told me, "Mom, hi, Mom." I said my mom, and then my mom has come online. So happy. Hi, Mom. So yeah. So I remember my mom just telling me, "Modoni, we have to pray. Just trust God. Sonny, let's pray." And we prayed. And we're fine. So I remember my mood elevated. I was fine. We went home. Had a good evening. Slept. The morning of 24th November, guys, I remember, as much as I'm smiling right now, I just remember waking up that morning and my heart was just full of sorrow and grief and sadness like I've never experienced in my life, ever experienced in my life. And I was like, oh my God, like, what is this? And to top it off, I kept having this horrible, excruciating, like, back pain. It's like in my mid lower back, it's like there was someone literally, like with a hot knife, really like digging into your back or my back. And I just kept felting. Must go back to school. I just kept feeling that pain. Hi, Lorraine. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. And I love you. Mwah. Yeah, so I remember I was just like sad and low in spirit. And I remember I shared with my husband. I was like, yo, babe, I'm not feeling well. Like, my back is really aching. And I remember he just stared at me. And I was like, excuse me, sir, I've just told you my back is aching and I'm not feeling the greatest. And I think now in hindsight, I just look at him and I'm like, oh man, he might have just been stranded, just wondering, what should I do? What shouldn't I do? But the Godzilla in me came out that day, and I was like, listen, bro, if you're not going to be helping me here, you better like go make yourself busy somewhere else. Needless to say, he went. So we had an event for one of our church members, and he was helping with preparations. That's a story, a long story that's not necessary for today. Anyway, so he went and he helped, and I remember later on joining him with my friend, one of my closest friends. Actually, it's Faith, who's online. And I remember just going for this event, and I was just like feeling just low. And it was mostly with many of our church people, and I just kept feeling I really don't want to be here. I don't even want to interact with people. Anyway, so sorry. Excuse me. So yeah, anyway, long story short, the event ends, and Faith, I'm exposing you, I'm sorry, but my friend was getting married, and so we're like, oh, let's hang out with you guys this evening if you guys are okay. And we went and we hung out with them. We had a good evening. We're laughing, praying. Like, it was just an amazing evening, right? Like, my mood my mood literally lifted. And so I've gone home. So now we're going home. And I remember when I was in their house. No, Sammy had moved. Okay, I'm just saying all your names. I'm sorry. I love you guys. So Sammy had moved into the house. Um, and I remember I wanted to go to the loo. And so I'm like, should I go to the loo? Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. And I was like, you know what? My house is like 10 minutes away, and let me just go to my toilet. You don't want to be doing things in full toilets, guys. What to the wise? So anyway, we go home. So when we get home, I remember we were busy. There was we were doing something for camp, for our teens camp. My husband is a pastor at the church we serve in. So we were fundraising for a camp and we were making juice. This story is long, I can't promise, but I'll get to the point. Anyway, I have to give context. All right. So we've made juice, and so I've washed the mangoes and I've placed the mangoes on the counter. And so I've told him, let me go to the bathroom. I'll be back. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll be back. You start peeling the mangoes, we'll do them. So I've gone to the bathroom and I've peed and I finished my business. And I remember I'm done, So I wipe because yeah. So I'm wiping, it was pee, not TMI. So I'm just wiping myself and I'm like, hey, I'm noticing blood. I'm like, okay. So I wipe myself again and I notice blood. And I'm like, okay. And when I'm saying blood, it wasn't like gushing or like River Nile over here. It wasn't anything like that. It was just like, it's not spotting, but it's spotting. It's more of spotting than it's like a period blood, like that lightness. Sorry, TMI again. Okay, gentlemen, we love you. You'll be buying for your waist pads anyway. So, forgive me. So anyway, so I've wiped and I remember just my heart literally sinking, and I just started crying, and I'm crying, and I don't know if I cried loudly. I have no idea. And so I see my husband rushing to the room, to the bathroom, and he's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Hey, babe, there's blood. There's not supposed to be blood. There's not supposed to be blood. What's going on here?" And he's like, "Okay, okay." So you can see panic in his eyes, right? Anyway, so you're seeing him panic. At the same time, my heart is sinking. Like, I'm just really reenacting this. So you're seeing him panic. My heart is sinking, and I'm just thinking, oh my God, this is not happening to me. Like, this is legit not happening to me. And I remember I just kept screaming, my baby, I can't be losing my baby. No, no, no. Anyway, so God gives wisdom in that moment, because my husband is like, okay, babe, I'll need you to get dressed. So I'm going to bring your pad. He's like, get dressed, pull up your pants, let's go to the hospital. So when he goes to the room, we usually don't travel with our medical aid cards. So I'm just saying God gives wisdom in this moment. So he gets up, he gets the medical aid cards or medical insurance in Kenya, gets the cards, and he's like, let's go to hospital. So the church that he works in have been so gracious, and I just am so thankful that he works there, because they gave us an inpatient cover, but they also gave us like an outpatient, all staff, they're given an outpatient cover. And so we go to this, the clinic. So the outpatient cover is in a clinic. So we're just driving to this clinic, and even as we're driving there, I just keep hearing this song playing in my head. You give and take away, blessed be your name. And guys, hey, I just feel like I'm going to die. I think I was just like hysterical. So anyway, we get to the hospital, and I think these people, because it's a clinic, they're not so busy. I don't know. So we get to the hospital. This guy was busy. Even when we walked into the room, was not even concerned. Nothing. He was busy on Facebook stalking someone. Yeah. So we get there, he tells us, okay, what's the problem? So I tell him this is what's happening. So he tells me, okay, lie on the table. And he's like, so he starts pressing my stomach, and he tells me, how I'm feeling, I don't feel like this. There should be a palpable mass, and I can't feel it. But also maybe because you're weak, you're chunky, maybe that's why I can't feel it. So I'd advise you to come back in the morning and we'll do an ultrasound. And me, I'm like, hey, bro, I cannot wait till morning. So we get out and we call our senior pastor, because my husband was to preach the next morning. I've plugged my husband here like 500 times. Anyway, he was to preach the next morning. So now I'm telling him, call the senior pastor, because even if we come back tomorrow morning, babe, I don't think we're receiving the news we want to receive. So tell him to step in, just ask him to step in to preach for you. So we give him the whole story. Long story short, he advises us to go to another hospital. So we go to this other hospital. So when we get there, cutting this long story short, we finally do the ultrasound. And this whole time I'm just like, okay, I've not done my ultrasound this whole pregnancy, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Here we go. And so I lie on that table, and this guy, this ultrasound man, gets the gel, splats it on my stomach, and starts doing the ultrasound. Sorry. Excuse me. Okay, as I said earlier on, I have a flu. I'm sorry. 1 minute. All right. Thanks, Sheke. So yeah, he's like, okay, listen, and maybe he wasn't this rude, but it felt like so insensitive to me. And he's like, so we're in this room, we've grabbed my friend on the way to the hospital again. So we've grabbed her, so it's me, my husband, and her. And he's like, listen, so your gestational, the sac is there, but I can't see the baby. So your sac is the right size, as you're saying your pregnancy is this much, but I really can't see the baby on this screen. And I'm like, bro, what? Speak in English, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, I don't think you have. Hi Mo, hi Anne. What I should be seeing, I'm not seeing. So yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, well, give me tissue to rub this gel off my stomach. I why am I having gel on my stomach here and there's no baby to be seeing? Give me tissue. Like, let me, like I think some of us, when bad things happen, we just go into shock. And for me, that's just what happened. I just went straight into shock. And I was like, give me tissue. Like, I want to rub my stomach. Just give me tissue now. And the guy's looking at me like, sis, relax. And I'm like, bro, nimekwambia unipe tissue. Like, so nipe tissue nipanguze hii gel. And I was like nearly violent. And he's like, okay. So he gives me a tissue and I wipe. And I remember my husband went to touch me. And I was like, don't touch me. No one touches me. And then I realized, babe, like this is babe. Peace be still. And I remember he just stretched his hand, and the wailing I did there, you guys, like I don't think I've ever cried like that in my whole life. And if you know me, you know I'm a crier. I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm sad. I just cry. But I've never cried like that. I've never cried like that. Like I was just there like, wow. Hey. Yani, this story is usually for other people. Like stories zingine, like most of these stories are like for other people, you guys. Like they're for other people. Hey, it's my story now. Like it's my story now. Anyway, so I just remember so he told us to go back to the doctor. We get to the doctor, and the doctor is like, okay, you have two options. Either you take pills, then the pregnancy will remove itself pole pole, you go to theater and we clean you up. And I think my head was just like, I just want to be done with this. So we went for the DNC option. And I remember they made me go to maternity ward. So the first night when I'm sleeping there, because they scheduled the procedure for the morning. Hi guys. They scheduled the procedure for the morning, and I just remember like I was in the maternity ward by myself, and I was just like, wow. Have you ever felt your tears have ended? Okay. No. Have you ever just felt like your tears have really ended? Like you've cried to yani umelia imeisha, like hata hujui kufanya nini. And so I switched on the TV because even I couldn't sleep. And when I switched on the TV, it was Sunday morning. It was more of Saturday evening going Sunday morning. And I remember when I switched on the TV, it was Citizen, and they usually play some gospel songs in the morning. And the song that just kept playing was the song by Levision, Worship, Great is Your Faithfulness. So it's your promise still stands, great is your faithfulness, your faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You've never failed me yet. Yeah. Woohoo! And I remember I kept singing that, and I was like, God, I may not feel it, but I know it's the truth. Like, oh, Lena. Told you guys I cry and I'm happy. I cry and I'm sad. I just cry all the time. Oh my God. All right. Woo! Okay. Ha. Okay. Oh. So yeah. Hi Shishi. Shishi, my sister. So I remember just kept singing that, and I just told God, God, I may not feel it, but anyway, that's the truth. Your promises, they still stand. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I'm going through right now. It doesn't matter what we're going through. Your promises still stand. And great is your faithfulness. And coincidentally, that's the song I walked down the aisle to. I walked down the aisle to Great is your faithfulness. Ah, man. Really? Are we crying on YouTube? Oh, and I laugh to kind of like digress. Okay. Thanks guys for your love. All right. Okay. So anyway, morning comes and the procedure is being done. And God is faithful, you people. I remember I had the guy who zimmers you, an anesthesiologist. So the gynecologist was Christian, but the anesthesiologist was Muslim. And it was so awesome that God used someone who is so unlikely to really minister to me in that moment. Because my husband is coming, I have to be strong. My mom has come, I have to be strong for everyone, right? And I remember this anesthesiologist just telling me, it's nothing you've done, there's nothing wrong with you. And I remember I just burst out crying. And he just hugged me and he told me, it's okay, just cry. And he chased the nurses from the theater and was just like, it's okay, baby girl, just cry. Just cry till you feel you're okay. And he was so kind. I've never seen anyone so kind. Like God can use anyone. Like anyone. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, Mo haven't sang it as well as you. Sorry. All right. So I just remember this anesthesiologist he chased everyone and he was like, okay, because I was doing half anesthesia. And he just told me, you know what, it's okay. You can put in your earphones if you don't want to listen to all the sounds that are coming out there. And so I put in my earphones and okay, obviously you black out after a while. I don't know, maybe it's just me who blacks out. The hours were strong. Anyway, so yeah, love you, mommy. Anyway, point of this story. What is the point of me sharing my story? In that time, I felt like I was really alone, and like no one in my family has gone through that. My mom has had healthy pregnancies. My people have had healthy pregnancies, so no one gets it. No one really gets it. And I remember the first thing is going on YouTube to really just check, or just going online, like what's the plan? Like is this normal? Do people go through these things? Like, so I just wanted to share my story just to encourage someone else. You're not alone. You're really not alone. Like these things happen. They happen to people. And I don't think I was necessarily mad at God from my end, but I was so mad, like so mad at just what we've really indoctrinated people in churches about saving yourself for marriage all of a sudden means that just because you've been a virgin, surely rewards. And that's the mindset I went with. Like, surely I've saved myself. 1 + 1 is 2, bro. Like, I'm going to have healthy pregnancies, healthy babies. And it didn't happen like that. And it's painful. So just to know that God, one, is faithful. Two, I think, as I've shared with you guys, like God really ministered to me even as we drove to the first hospital, and even through using this anesthesiologist, and even through opening, like switching on the TV and the song that is playing, like God really was ministering to me in that moment. But I think the one thing that I came to see is, just because God is ministering to you in that moment doesn't mean you have to numb your pain. Like, you don't have to choose God's ministry and then numbing your pain, or God's truth and ignoring your pain. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. Because in that season, I felt like, no, God is good. God is good. I have to, like, God is good. That's the truth. Like, that's the truth. I had to, like, pump it in myself. So it's like, you have to numb your pain. God is still on the throne. Get it together. But I think in that season as well, I just learned that God's truth remains. It really remains, but it doesn't ever, ever, ever. God never even expects you to be like, God, you're so great. Thank you. Thank you so much that I've gone through this. Thank you so much for this loss. You're still on the throne. Bless you. Bless you. I don't think God, like, if that's the God we are serving, man, I don't think that that's the God in the Bible, you guys. Like, God, his truth remains, and he says he gives comfort to those who are mourning and those who are sad. Like, he's closer than a brother. Surely, would he need to be close if you're okay? So I came to learn that I don't have to pump myself that God is so good, God is so good, God is so good. Don't feel anything. So yeah, that's just my take home, I guess, from that season as well. And also, I think there's some dumb stuff that people really say to people who are going through loss. So I'll just say, like, if your friend or someone has had a miscarriage or has lost a loved one, please, I know in your heart you mean well. Things like "it is well." Yeah, go pray at home. Go pray to God that it will be well with them. Things like, rejoice in the Lord. Do not feel sorrowful. Rejoice. Hey, sis, so I'm meant to be like, God, thank you, thank you for this. Wow, God, thank you for this loss. Is that how you're meant to be? Guy, please, like, if you don't have anything to tell someone, please just, as Chebetono says, just see yourself out through the door. Because those things really don't help someone. And if you know someone who has gone through, especially pregnancy loss, the worst thing you can ever tell someone, at least you're not infertile. Thanks. Thank you. And we know, and I know that those things came from a genuine place, and you love the people, and you're being nice. It is okay. Be nice. But if you don't have anything to say, just go sit with them. Just go sit with them. Yeah. Anyway, so that's just my story. And I've let you guys into my world. And I hope that it really encourages you or someone who you know. And I think for me, if I can just honestly share, like, some of the fears after having a miscarriage is just like, man, okay, will this happen again if I'm to get pregnant? So even like, you really are scared to really get pregnant. But I'm just like, with time, I think with time, God just keeps ministering to you. Just God keeps ministering to you in a different way. And I've read, and because I think it's something I've gone through, I've just been watching so many YouTube videos of people who've gone through these losses. There's a lady who I was watching who's had like 4 miscarriages, and right now she's having I think she has 10 kids. Yeah, like, she's a strong one, that one. So I'm just like, I'm resting in the promise of who God says he is. If he blesses me with children, blessed be his name. If he doesn't bless me with children, blessed be his name. I would love children. I would love to have a quiver full. And maybe it's easier said than done right now. But the God doesn't change because he gave me children or not. Yeah. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm so grateful that you guys came on live. And thank you so much for interacting with me, all of you. I love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. God bless you. Hi, Auntie. Hi, everybody. So many people. Hi, everyone. I'm really grateful. Yeah, and I think from the season we went through, next week I'll be having, not next week, but in 2 weeks, I upload every 2 weeks. So I'll be having my husband on just to share as well from a male perspective the challenge of going through a miscarriage and especially how his faith was tested, and even how that loss and dealing with it, two individuals having two different ways of dealing with grief and loss, how it kind of nearly not broke our marriage, but it was a tricky season. So yeah, so come back in 2 weeks. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, or if you know me personally, you can send them on Instagram, Facebook, message, anywhere. All right, love you guys. Have a good evening. Semeni, bye. Bye, guys. Yay, end stream.